Donald Trump says Tylenol or paracetamol causes autism. That's a massive claim about one of the most commonly used drugs in the world. But is there science to back this up? In short, no. Let's unpack what the science really says. On the 22nd of September 2025, Trump claims that Tylenol or paracetamol is no good and that pregnant women should fight like hell not to take it. The reason for this? He claims that Tylenol is linked to an increased risk of autism. But where does such a big claim come from? Firstly, people with autism have differences in their social behaviors and social interactions. Experts have said for years that autism has multiple causes, be it genetic or environmental. Over the past few decades, its prevalence has increased, but there are multiple reasons for this, be it an increased awareness of it and changes in diagnostic criteria. Most importantly, a clear link between Tylenol use and autism hasn't been established. The largest study, this one, was done in Sweden. This looked at over 2 million children over a span of more than 20 years. It looks at pregnant women who reported using Tylenol during pregnancy and ones who didn't, and looked at whether their children developed autism later in life. Now here's the clever part. They also looked at siblings, so ones who had Tylenol and ones that didn't have Tylenol. Their conclusion is very clear. There is no link between taking Tylenol in pregnancy and autism. So where did this idea of Tylenol use and autism actually come from? Now, there are a few studies that have found weak links between paracetamol use and developing autism, and many others that have found no link. But importantly, a lot of these studies are based on observational data, i.e. you look back on records and say who took Tylenol, who didn't take Tylenol, and who developed autism over time. But you can't control for external factors in these kind of studies. You can't easily separate out the effect of the drugs from other external factors or confounding factors. For example, imagine a pregnant woman has a fever, so she decides to take some Tylenol to help with that. A researcher then finds that her child has autism. Is that because of the fever, or is that because of Tylenol? Or is it just something else entirely? That's the trouble with these kind of studies. The variable that you're measuring and that you think might be the cause might not actually be the real cause. It might be just tagging along to something else. Think about it. People taking Tylenol will have other things such as fevers, infections, inflammation. Perhaps these things are associated with autism, or more likely it's something else entirely, something that we haven't looked into, something we haven't thought of looking into, kind of like a hidden factor. Now here's the science in 3 parts.